folks, Fat Guy Flies RC here. We're out here at the Avon Park Field. I'm doing my warbird landing tutorials and flying tutorials today, mainly concentrating on landings and trying to feature tricycle gear versus tail draggers. Right here is the Dynam BF-109. She obviously is a tail dragger, and what's different about her is that her gear comes from the inside and flares outwards towards the wing, making her kind of a narrow gear, very similar to the way the Spitfire. Very similar to the Spitfire. So the wind is making the prop move. So anyways, let's do our control surface. We got up, we got down, we got right, we got left, we got right, we got left. All right, now she's just a 4-channel bird. She does not have flaps. Okay. And with the wind, oh, little wonky with the wind there. Good flying bird though. Boy, the wind's throwing her all over the place.
Gear down.
All right, we're gonna have to try to land this bird. I know I'm so far away. I'm sorry. See if I can land her. Now, got very fortunate there. Now, I know I wasn't explaining what I was doing, so we're going to turn around. The principles of flying a warbird, whether it is a tail dragger or a tricycle gear, is the same. You do not float in completely. You do want to come in with a warbird. You want to land with some speed. Otherwise, you're going to get some horrible bounce. And you want to drive her on home. Now today, honestly, today's not a good day to be doing these tutorials because I can't really show you. Boy, she lifts right off. Wind is everywhere. Wind is a problem today, but that's why I can't really show you. I want to attempt to make a good approach here, and get her lined up with a runway. Got her down to about 1/8, maybe 1/4 throttle now. And I'm going to drive her on home. There you go. Now the wind is really assisting, so this is why when you're landing into a decent wind, you don't need flaps. The wind is making the prop windmill for me. But yeah, yeah, wind is not being my friend today. But when you're landing into the wind, anything, you know, decent amount of wind, even with the warbird. I know they say you got to have flaps, you land a warbird because you're supposed to land under the speed, but and normally that's true. If you don't have any wind at all, you're going to have the flaps to slow her down, and you're going to have flaps to slow her down, because you got to maintain a little bit of speed. I know you're thinking, well, you slow it down and the speed too. That doesn't seem right. What it is, you're wanting positive thrust still traveling over that air surface, the surface of the model, to maintain more control as you reduce your speed with your throttle. The flaps kind of act as a way of keeping your model straight so that you can land and come in slower. And with a high wing plane, you don't have to have as much speed to maintain a good controllable landing. You're thinking, well, you're not putting your landing gear up. Yeah, I'm not putting my landing gear up. I'm letting her stay down. All right, now the sun is going to be in my eyes. So I've got to land underneath the sun. All right, I'm out of the throttle, down to about 1/8 to 1/4 now. And she's still got plenty of speed. Oh, this wind. What you're going to want to do is right before you touch down, you want to let your mains touch, roll as long as you can on your mains, then let your tail settle down. With tricycle gear, it's just the opposite. You're going to want to flare a little bit, let your mains touch, and then let your nose settle down. Tail dragger, front gear down first, tail settle down. No, tricycle, mains down first, then let your nose drop. All that is controlled by your elevator and your throttle. You think, well, yeah, well, what about your ailerons? Just keep your wings level. Okay, elevator keeps your nose up or down. Rudder controls your direction. So please, please, please remember, tail dragger, mains, then tail. Tricycle, mains, then nose. All right, man, this wind not being my friend today. It is not being my friend today. Pretty day, definitely a pretty day, but it's making it very hard. I know I keep complaining about the wind, making it very hard to show you a good example. Whoa, you don't want to get hit by your own plane, do you? Yeah. Yeah. Folks, this may not be the best tutorial. Not with this wind, man. Blowing it all over the place, man. All over the place. Let's get her one more time up. One nice thing though about this wind is she lifts off really fast. That's one way to look at it. That's one way you can say the wind is your friend. Makes your plane lift off the ground really quick. So okay, we'll have to go around. Ran out of runway. Just so you know, I'm running a Smart 3200 4S in her today. What I do to make sure I've got the right amount of throttle for a warbird for approach like this, that is beautiful, is I go ahead and I drop the throttle all the way down, and then pick it back up about 1/4. So I go all the way down and then back up about 1/4. And that's how I know. And that's before I land, of course. Well, there you go, folks. Well, let's do one more. But like I say, there's no flaps on this bird, but you don't need them with this wind anyways. All the way down, then back up about 1/4 throttle. All right, actually that was a better example, even though it was a bouncy one. I hit the mains first and then let the tail drop, which is what you want to do. All right, folks, there you go. That's the Dynam BF-109. I'm running a Smart 3200 4S in her, and I've added a few lights to it, but other than that, she's all stock. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and God bless y'all.